Billie Jean is not my lover. Yeah! Hello, guys. Welcome to Hated or Love It Movie Reviews. I went out and saw the movie Michael. Did I love it? Did I hate it? Or something in between? We'll find out today. Let's go. Boy Jeremiah The Revelous here. It's a new day. It's a new review. Don't forget to subscribe to your boy for movie reviews. And today I'm going to be reviewing Michael. So Michael is a biopic based off his life. It's actually part one. This movie is split up into two parts because of all the controversy. It was filmed and then they had to cut some stuff out, cut some scenes out. They had to make it into a two-part movie because his life expands many years. And also the allegations between him and this family, the Jackson estate, they forgot to tell the producers not to put that in there because the family did not want to have anything in the movie about them. So the director had to go back to the drawing board, cut out some stuff, reconfigure stuff, and now we are stuck with two parts of a movie instead of just the one biopic. So this biopic takes place in his earlier career from the 1960s all the way to 1988, which is the Bad Tour. And I gotta say, when I heard about this movie, I was excited, but I was a little cautious at the same time, because are they gonna talk about some of the allegations in the movie? Are they gonna go deep into his career? You don't know, because some people are not going to like the fact that you go into his allegations and all this stuff. And then you're going to have some people that are going to get mad that, why didn't you talk about the allegations of certain parts of his life? So that was what was kind of weighing on me. But also they did do a Jackson biopic years ago. Back in the 90s, they did what you call the Jackson's American Dream. And that was really focused on more of the Jackson 5 and then Michael Jackson in his career. But it was more focused on the family and how they came up, while this movie is more focused on Michael Jackson. So I went into this movie and I gotta say, I really did enjoy this movie. This movie was fun. It was great. Be able to hear the music of Michael Jackson again and seeing how certain things were done were really fun. And let me tell you something. I gotta say, Jaafar Jackson, his nephew, he did an amazing job. When I heard that he was gonna play his nephew, I was like, that's actually pretty good. Why, you get somebody that's from the family that actually looks pretty much like Michael to play Michael Jackson. And he did an amazing job. And I heard that this was his first movie that he ever did. And I gotta say, he did a really good job with that, with portraying Michael Jackson. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I was sitting in the movie, I thought I was watching Michael Jackson. I thought I was actually seeing the real Michael Jackson going through his life. It was like he really embodied him very well. And it kind of was a little bit eerie at times, because it was like, wow, this guy is doing a great job. And I like certain points of his life that I was seeing, like the Beat It video and how he got real gang members to be in his video and how he came up with that idea. That was really cool. And how he came up with Thriller. That was fun. Those were really fun moments. And every concert that he did and all that stuff, I was just singing the songs all the time. I was just having a great time. And also, I gotta give it to the little kid that plays Michael's younger self in the Jackson 5. He did an amazing job as well. Like, they made the movie for real. And also, I gotta give it to Coleman Domingo. He played Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's father. And he was straight up the villain in this movie, because if you know, Michael Jackson's dad was very abusive. And you see that in there, that how abusive he was. And that was more of the focus of the film, that the whole abusive and how he controlled his life all the time. You know, yes, the movie did not like go into depth with the Jackson 5 because, you know, to be completely honest with you, it's about Michael. It's not about the Jackson 5. But like, it was more about the relationship between him and his dad that really made the movie. And you feel what Michael was going through. And then, you know, his weird moments, you know, in his time, because he never knew how to be a kid. He never had that experience on how to be a kid. It was like his childhood was stolen from him. So while he was getting older, he still had that kid-like feeling, you know what I mean? And the whole thing about, you know, his looks and everything, that all had to do with his dad telling him he needed to be perfect at everything. Fans are not going to like you because you're not perfect. So he ends up doing these things to make himself perfect, and that's how you see it. Yes, it glosses over a lot of that stuff. Yeah, this, you know, it's not a perfect biopic. I know a lot of, like, critics were like, oh, it glosses over too many stuff, or why is that the Jackson 5 is not more in this film, or why they didn't talk about his allegations, or why didn't they focus on certain things of his life. And yeah, I get it, but at the same time, I'm gonna put like, well, not all biopics are gonna be exactly the way it is in real life a lot of times, because sometimes they gotta fabricate stuff or make more things dramatic, because the stories you tell, they're very short type of stories that these artists tell, and you cannot make a whole movie out of these short stories. So you gotta fabricate stuff, because then it will be boring, to tell you the truth. And yeah, it doesn't focus too much on a lot of that stuff, but with Jaafar, his presence and how he brings the movie, it was just a great time altogether. You know what I mean? You know, they talk about Barry, his bodyguard Bill. They were like his father figures. And also Quincy Jones. You know, you don't get too much with them, but you can tell that they were like a real positive role model in his life. And yeah, you don't get Janet in this one. Everybody's like, where's Janet in this one? Well, I heard that Janet Jackson didn't really want to be a part of this film, so that's why they didn't have that. And then talking about the allegations, how they never talk about it, is because this is part of, you know, a certain part of his life. They're most likely going to mention it in part 2, and that's probably going to be a hard movie to watch, you know. But like my brother was telling me that when he watched it, he really enjoyed the movie. He felt like he was watching a concert of Michael Jackson's life. He was so excited to see all those moments in the life. And same with me. I was very excited with all the music. It was just a good time. Like I said, it wasn't a perfect biopic, but those little things didn't mess up the movie for me at all. So, what did I rate this movie? Is it a love? Is it a hate? Or is it something in between? Well, I'm going to give it a love. That's why I had to give it a love. Like I said, I had a great time with the music. You know, just seeing Jaafar, he was just amazing. And then seeing the story between how him and Michael's father was and how it ends up was a really good story. You know, yes, it was not focused on a lot of certain issues or certain events, but, you know, I just had a good time with it overall. If you're a fan of Michael Jackson, you're going to really like this movie. It may not be your top biopic of all time, but you're going to really like this movie. And then I advise you, check out Jackson, an American Dream. They have it on YouTube, and they also have it on Tubi. I watched it before I watched this movie. It's actually a good combination to watch both of those movies, because you really get into the story a lot better. And for the people that weren't a big fan of Michael Jackson or just wanted to watch a biopic, you may have trouble, but if you like the music, you're going to have fun. You know, it's a fun movie. So like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you thought about Michael. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or was something in between? Let me know. And also, let me know what's your favorite Michael Jackson album or your favorite song. Like, my favorite Michael Jackson albums are got to be like the Bad album, Dangerous, or Thriller. Those are like my top three. And, you know, my favorite song is Dirty Diana, Thriller. You know, there's a lot of songs I can name. That'll be it for another video. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to get 500 subscribers. Help a boy out. I really appreciate it. Check out some more of my videos. Get into the rabbit hole. I dare you. And I'll appreciate every one of you. And I'll see you when I see you. Peace.